Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Bandai Movie Monster Series Gamera 1965. Now, this version of Gamera comes from the 1965 film Gamera the Giant Monster, which I think is a good movie. It's not the best Gamera movie. Like, I wouldn't put this anywhere near any of the Heisei Gamera movies as far as rankings go, but still, I do think that Gamera the Giant Monster is an entertaining movie. I do like it. The ending, I won't spoil anything, but I'm not a big fan of the ending. But still, though, Gamera the Giant Monster is still a pretty solid movie, and I do recommend that you check it out. It is really cool to see Bandai doing movie monster series figures based on like Showa Gamera, like monsters and whatnot. Because they also did Gauss, which, spoiler alert, I'll be reviewing next week. So, yeah, it'd be really cool if they did Barugun or Giran. Like, those are my two favorite, like, Gamera monsters outside of, like, Iris and Legion. But still, like, if they did those two, that'd be great. I might... I don't know if I'd get any more, like, Showa-based monsters for the movie monster series, but Barugun and Giran are my, two definite picks that I definitely pick up. So, yeah. And who knows, maybe they'll do Gamera of the Brave stuff next, so maybe we'll get a new Toto, or even a Zetas figure. That would be really cool, but I digress. I've been rambling on for too long. You know the drill. Let's just get into this. Of course, to start this review, I will take a quick look at the tag that this figure comes with, and for the front here, we have a nice promotional picture for Gamera the Giant Monster. Up here, we have a movie monster series, both in English and in Japanese, as well as the Katakawa logo right here. At the bottom, we have Gamera in Japanese in 1965 there, and some legal information there at the bottom. On the back here, we have the poster for Gamera the Giant Monster, which, nice touch. I think like movie monster series figures like going forward should have like the movie like posters on their tags. I think that would look really cool. I'm glad Gamera is doing that. It's a shame Godzilla's not doing that, but still, those tags don't look bad. But anyway, again, down here it just says Gamera the Giant Monster, Katakawa 1965, made in China, and the Bandai logo here, Bandai Namco, and some information here that I can't read. That's a 3. Obviously, that's a 3, but still. The inside here, we just have some legal information, and we have Gamera, 1965 here, and a nice picture of Gamera from the same cover here. Just missing an arm, which is a little funny. I mean, I get why, but still, it is kind of funny that they just give us a Gamera with one arm. So, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the tag. Now going back to the figure itself, like usual, to start this review we'll take a look at the paint. And the painting on this figure is very minimalistic. I mean, it's all it really needs to be, but, well, let's take a closer look. So as you can see here, the entirety of this figure is casted in this grayish coloration, which I think looks nice, though Showa Gamera was definitely a darker color. He was like closer to black than this grayish color. Again, this still looks nice, but it would have been better if this figure was more of a darker color, but I digress. Anyway, his toenails and fingernails are painted this yellowish-whitish color, which I think looks nice. His eyes here are painted this mustard yellow, which is interesting. And of course, the pupils are black. His tusks here are painted very nicely. They start off like at the tip here as this yellowish whitish color, but then they become more of like a reddish color, like as we get closer to the base of each tusk, which again I think looks nice. His teeth are painted the same color as his nails and toenails, or his fingernails and toenails, I should say. And the inside of the mouth here is painted this very nice glossy red, which again I think looks really nice. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the painting on this figure. Again, there's not a whole lot going on here as far as paint goes, but overall I still think this looks really nice. Again, as stated earlier, it would have been nicer if Gamera here was a darker color, but still, everything here checks out. It looks good, and yeah. Overall, the painting on this figure is very good, so the painting here, I'd say, gets a pass. Now, we'll take a look at the articulation, and the articulation on this figure. How many Bandai vinyls have I reviewed now? Like, really, how many Bandai vinyls have I reviewed at this point? Like, what else could I possibly say? The arms are on swivels, as well as the legs. And if we move the legs like so, the tail can move 360 degrees as well. Now, it's a little tight, so I wouldn't recommend doing this, but you can move the figure in such a way, or move the tail in such a way. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the articulation here. There's not a lot, but, like, it's a Bandai vinyl. What else do you expect? It's fine. So the articulation here, I'd say gets a pass. Now, I'll take a quick look at the sculpt, and the sculpting on this figure, I think looks nice. I think it looks pretty close to what we see in the Showa Gamera movies. I know the tag says that this figure is based on the 1965 film, Gamera the Giant Monster, but realistically, like, Gamera, like, consistently had the same design throughout the entirety of the Showa era, so honestly, there's no real point in, like, labeling this Gamera as, like, a specific movie. It's mostly just Showa Gamera, because, again, it's just the same design. But regardless, though, I do think that, like, this figure does a great job, capturing the likeness of that, Showa design for Gamera. In a video I did, when I reviewed the original Bandai Movie Monster Series Gamera, like, Showa Gamera figure, I said that I wasn't a big fan of how Gamera looked in certain shots. Guys, I'll be 100% honest with you. Sometimes I'll say things that, looking back, I don't really get why I said them. And that's one of those things, because I actually really do like Gamera's Showa design. So, forget what I said back then. I do really dig Gamera Showa design. So yeah, and I do think that the sculpting here captures that nicely, and overall, I just think it looks great. One minor nitpick I have, this figure is a little front heavy, and that's mainly because of how his arms are, presented here. They're just kind of sticking out, which is accurate. His arms kind of stood out like that in the movie, but there's no real way to, like, bring it down without it just looking like that. So he's just kind of, his arms are just always out. So if you do, like, move any of the joints on this figure, specifically the legs, just kind of play with it, because he might topple over. So just make sure Gamera's standing in a way where he won't fall over, because, like, once he's standing, like, he's standing, he's not going to fall over. But if I, like, move the legs forward, like, a little bit more, he's more balancing, and he still balances, like, okay, but, like, still, you just want to make sure that he is standing nice and sturdy, like so. But besides that, though, the sculpting on this figure is still very solid, so the sculpting here, I'd say, definitely gets a pass. Now, we'll take a look at the detailing, and the detailing on this figure is very solid, so let's take a closer look. So, starting off at the head here, you can see all of the creases in the face here are detailed nicely. And even, like, the little ridges in his head here are detailed very nicely. Everything here is just very nicely defined. And even his little mohawk here, again, it's not really a mohawk, but that's what I'm going to call it, because why not? Is detailed pretty nicely as well. His neck has a lot of really nice detailing here. Again, just a lot of really nice creases and wrinkles and whatnot, and it is just detailed really nicely. We do have a very noticeable seam here, to attach to the head, but still, moving past that, the arms have a lot of really nice detailing here. All of the bits of scaling here and all of the little wrinkles and creases in the skin here just really gives this figure that guy in a suit effect, which just looks really nice, and you can really see it in, like, the inside of the arms here. The underside of the carapace here has a lot of really nice detailing as well. Just very nicely defined, and even going to the legs here, again, just all of, like, the creases and wrinkles and everything, just detailed very nicely here. Very solid. And even the tail here has a lot of really nice detailing here. Just a lot of really nice creases and everything like that. And just wrinkles, and it just looks great here, the tail. And of course, the back side of the carapace here is detailed beautifully. Each scoot here looks a lot like a leaf. which is very cool. And yeah, overall, the detailing on this figure, I think, is very solid. So, yeah, the detailing on this figure, pretty damn cool. So, yeah, the detailing here, I'd say, gets a pass. Now, I will do some size comparisons. Here we have the original Bandai Movie Monster Series Showa Gamera. Not a bad figure, but after getting this guy, I low-key kind of regret getting this guy, if I'm being honest. But anyway, here we have the Movie Monster Series Gamera 1999. Here we have the Movie Monster Series Gamera Rebirth Gamera. He can't really fit in a frame there, but there you go. And of course, here we have Dr. Billy Grant. And here we have some hand sanitizer. So at the end of the day, should you get this figure? I'd say yes. I do really like this figure. This figure, I think, is a pretty big step up from the original Showa Gamera figure that I reviewed last summer. You know, I think the coloration, I think, is better. I think the sculpting is better. Overall, I do think that this is a better figure, and I definitely recommend that you pick this guy up. Even price-wise, this is a better figure. Unfortunately, the Gamera figure I reviewed came out in like 2006, so you can't really buy them in stores anymore. But when I bought him on eBay, I bought him for like $60, which not super expensive, but not super cheap either. This guy was only like 26 bucks, which is much better of a price tag. So, yeah, if you want to show a Gamera figure, go with this guy. This guy is very nice. It would have been nicer if this figure was like more of a darker gray, like more of like a blackish color. And I wish he wasn't so front heavy, but still, again, very solid figure, and I definitely recommend that you pick him up. So, yeah. Anyway, that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, Zack out.